All right. Just waiting on YouTube Studio, like always. Always love waiting. My favorite part. Okay, let me actually turn off Twitter. Okay, so all I got is YouTube Studio and ESPN. All right. What's going on, everybody? Crazy Dog back with another weekly picks live stream. Believe it or not, it's already week 9. Can't believe it's already week 9. You know that. What's even crazier is this is the last week of games before the trade deadline. Isn't that nuts? Like, after really, technically, after Thursday, trades could start popping off. But as far as what do I expect, nothing much. Now, today we did see 2 trades go down from the Patriots. They traded away Keon White, pass rusher to the Niners. Small little whatever trade. And then they traded Kyle Duggar to the Steelers, which, yeah, you knew the Steelers were going to do something. Deshaun Elliott's on IR. Their safety position's kind of out of whack right now. Got to give credit to Omar Khan, though. He is acting hella fast trying to fix that spot because, you are kind of cooked at a position when one of your best players is none other than the guy us Browns fans call Jog Thornhill. You don't want to be relying on him as your best safety. Trust us. We learned that the hard way. He actually was good in Kansas City. He came to Cleveland for what, 2 years? One, he couldn't stay freaking healthy. And when he was on the field, he barely did anything. Oh, yeah. Good on Omar Khan for noticing that they need to make moves, and he wasted no time. So, yeah, the trade deadline is on Tuesday, November 4th, I believe at 4 p.m. Eastern. Expect the Browns to make any moves? Probably. Now, as far as what moves, some Browns fans actually think the Browns could actually buy. It's kind of complicated, though, because they're not going to go rental shopping. Duh. If they buy, it'll be like what with Tyson Campbell. They're going to get cost controlled players or controlled players. Dudes who will be here for a couple years. Or if maybe they get a rental and they do what the Bears did with Montez Sweat, right? Traded for him and then extended him. Like Beartube said, or Lamar says, Kevin needs to be fired. I'm not gonna fire him. No, if you've noticed how Jimmy's been, doing things these last few years, he's definitely kind of laid his finger away from the trigger. I tell you what, if this was like a decade ago, Kevin would have been fired already. Yeah. The first sign of any issue, boom, he's gone. He's actually going to give him some time to probably think he's going to give Andrew Berry another draft because he hit this last one. This last draft might have saved Andrew Berry's career here. Now, Kevin, it's tough. It's tough. Tough situation. Yeah, enough rambling. I could literally spend 20 minutes just talking about stuff. We got to get into these picks because I know Max Sports and Steven Rose are waiting patiently for these picks. So I know they're not watching. If you are, hi, how you doing? But I already know they're just waiting right now, watching on replay. Although if they're watching on replay, all they really got to do is skip ahead to when I start making the picks, or simply go down to the description and jot the picks down from there. Simple as that. You miss old Jimmy? You mean you miss trigger happy Jimmy? Wow. Don't hear that too often. You know, the Jimmy that would fire a coach halfway through a season after just hiring him. That's too trigger happy. Give him a chance to do something. It's tough though. Honestly, you could just say Kevin's just gotten kind of stale. You know, the locker room's just not really juiced up anymore. If you really watch the locker room, I mean, it's probably gotten old. Every time they win, they hear the same thing after every win. How about that team win? He starts every locker room silly video with that. How about that team win? You can fire it up every once in a while. And you actually start swearing. But no, DG sucks, play Shadur. Yeah. Honestly, at some point he'll get on the field. Now the really bad part is, what are they gonna do if Shadur goes out there and he stinks up the joint? Well, then we know we need to draft a quarterback. There you go. But how about this? This is why I think the Browns could make a move for a receiver. Because you look at our receiving court right now, they ain't doing DG any favors. They're all like little dudes, pretty much. I think Jerry might be one of the tallest receivers we have. And Cedric, but he's hurt again. I mean, other than what, Jerry, Judy, and Cedric, I think the next tallest receiver we have is Harold Fannin with David Njoku. The other guys, I mean, you got Dylan Gabriel throwing passes in a double coverage to a 5'11 Isaiah Bond. Isaiah Bond is not a guy who can go up and get a ball in double coverage. He's not a Murray Cooper. Damn. All right, let's get on with these picks. Like I said, I could literally just talk and ramble for an hour, but I'm not gonna do that. I gotta get these picks done. So, anyways, let's start it off. Thursday night football, the night before Halloween. We got the Ravens and the Dolphins, who, believe it or not, have damn near identical records. Wow. Ravens coming off a big win over the Bears, got back on the right track after a horrible 1-5 start with no Lamar. Mostly, they had Lamar for the first few weeks. He got hurt, and without Lamar, they look like the worst team in the league. They look as bad as us. That's yeah. It's not good. Now Miami, they look like ass to start the year. But now coming off getting smoked by the Browns. So what do? Oh, they go out there and smack the Falcons 34-10. But again, the Falcons, no panics. They were missing some other guys. Yeah, okay. Way to get back on the right track. But now it's a short week in Miami, which is Lamar's backyard. He's from the area. And you know damn well he's going to want to show out in that place. He's going to want to go off. I could see him just shredding the freaking Dolphins defense. And you know what? The Ravens, you know what the offensive position group, receivers, running backs, Lamar himself, they're all sitting back in that meeting room this week watching the tape from us, you know, because they're like dissecting whatever we did. Cause like, well, damn, man, If Quinshon Judkins can cook those losers, imagine what Lamar gonna do to him. Now the thing is, if you're the Ravens on defense, you're like, okay. So the Browns forced 3 interceptions and turned a couple of those interceptions into points. Ravens can easily do that. Honestly, I mean, the Ravens have one of the better secondaries in the AFC North on paper. Kyle Hamilton's a dog. Marlon Humphrey's really good. I mean, what else do they really have there? Let me actually look because I mean, they've been so beat up. It's like I forgot what they even have. I know they have Malachi Starks too. That's a guy I low-key wanted because I wanted a safety in the draft. Instead, we drafted 2 freaking quarterbacks. Derrick Henry, I know Derrick Henry saw what Quinshon did to the Dolphins, and it's like, I could probably double them up. Not in touchdowns, but in rushing yards. If they couldn't stop Quinshon, imagine what's gonna happen against Derrick Henry. Oh my God. Hamilton, Nate Wiggins, who's solid. But then you have Malachi Starks and Alohi Gilman that saved. Oh, because they have Kyle Hamilton playing nickel. That makes sense. Yeah. I do like the Ravens front seven though. Do they have a Myles Garrett? Not really. They don't have a guy on the talent level of Myles. But they have some good players though. Of course, they lost what's his face to a neck injury a few weeks ago. He's done for the year. Sucks, man. Metabike, that's what I'm thinking of. Yeah. Namdi Metabike. One of their arguably their best linemen. Done for the year. That's tough. They have Roquan Smith. They have Cal Van Noy. So they have guys that can get to the quarterback. But we'll see what they're able to do. With that being said, though, I mean, the Dolphins, they do have Bradley Chubb, Jalen Phillips, Matthew Judon. All 3 names have been coming up. Mostly Jalen and Chubb have been coming up in trade talks. And you bet your butt those 2 are going to be going into this game knowing, most likely, this is their last game as a Dolphin. Yeah. Now, where are they going to end up? I have no idea. But I have a feeling one of those 2 is getting traded. Yeah. So, if they do make it to this game as Dolphins, they're going to want to show out for their potential new team. They're going to want to put on a show. Make that new team salivate so much to where they're on the phone the moment the game ends and boom, pull off a trade. Didn't even get on the plane until before the trade happened. Huh. In this game, I'm going to go with the Ravens to pull off the W on the road. Road games are always tough, but I know Lamar is just going to try to show out against his hometown team. He's from the South Beach area. He's going to want to show the heck out. You know what I'm saying? I don't know about the Texans, fan. They're relying on a partially banged up Nick Chubb and Woody Marks. The Broncos might be able to stop their run game, I think. DG can't see over the line. Oh my God. Oh, that's funny. But yeah, I'm going to go with the Ravens to win this game. The line is Ravens favored by 7.5, total 51.5. I'm going to go slightly under, like around the 45-50 range. And I think the Ravens will win a couple touchdowns. It's going to be a game. for Baltimore. Nonetheless, what's up? 6233 woes. Okay, what's up? Six. That's funny. Yeah, give me the Ravens to win. Okay. Give me Baltimore. Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. And Sunday night football. Monday night football. Okay. Now let's on to basically. Starting off, let's actually go through the teams with a bye week. 4 teams have a bye this week: Browns, Jets, Eagles, and Bucks. So to all 4 of those teams, we'll see you next week. First game on the docket, we have the 4-3 Chicago Bears. The Bears going to Cincinnati to face the Bungles, who come in at 3-5 on the year. I'll tell you one thing that's rare: the Bears being over 500. Now, last year, I believe they actually had a really good start to the year, and then they just completely crapped the bed. Something that we really haven't seen too often. I haven't seen a team crap the bed as bad as they did last year. And that game against Washington set them back. That game sent them in a free fall that they just could not recover from. Yeah, they started 4-2 last year. They went into the bye at 4-2. Then they lost to Washington on that Hail Mary, and they did not recover. They would not win another game until week 18. You know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to turn off Peacock because I just realized I have the streaming service on. So that's probably slowing down my service. So I'm going to do that until I'm done here. I just realized that's probably why my thing is so slow. So let me turn that off. That'll free up some good bandwidth and hopefully we'll have a smoother stream. All right, what's up? Yeah, 6. 6, 6. All right. Yeah, Bengals 3-5 lost an absolute heartbreaker to the Jets. Of course, essentially won that game for Buckeye legend Nick Mangold and Jets legend, of course, who's from Ohio, as you know. And yeah, the Bengals, they let that one slip. The Bears are playing really well though. And honestly, I trust the Bears way more here. So I'm gonna go with the Bears to pull off the win. And they're gonna go to 5-3 on the year. Now, after this game against the Bungles, things get kind of easy for them a little bit because they have the Giants next week at home. Then they go to Minnesota for the first time. No, for the second time. Yeah, I forgot they played them week 1. They let that game slip away big time. And then they have Pittsburgh, Philly, Green Bay, Cleveland. Who knows? Maybe Shador's playing by then. And then you have Green Bay again. And then you'll have San Fran on the road Sunday night in the last Sunday night game of the year. I know Rocha and Josh are going to have a little something something for that game. If Are they going to stream that game? Or they probably won't because basketball. That's right. That's right. And then they got Detroit to end the year. Okay. So, yeah, I'm going to go Bears. All right, next game. What do we got? Vikings and Lions. Hmm. Gee. By the way, Chicago favored by 2.5. Total 52.5. So I'm going Bears, and I'm actually going to go over. Yeah. So give me the Bears. All right, next we got Lions and Vikings. Lions 5-2, undefeated at home at 3-0. Vikings 3-4 and 2-2 on the road. And I believe they're getting JJ McCarthy back. And unfortunately, Carson Wentz is done for the year with a shoulder injury. I think the shoulder injury that he suffered against the Browns. Yeah. So that's tough. But yeah, I'm going to actually go with the Lions. They are a freaking wagon this year. It's crazy that it took Dan Campbell, what, 3 years to really turn that team into a powerhouse? Well, that and some really good drafting. Yeah, Dan Campbell's good coaching and good drafting has turned that team into a powerhouse. And hopefully they stay that way for a while because it's fun to watch the Lions win. You know, because they've been down bad for so long. It's like, it's cool. That's cool, right? So yeah, give me the Lions. They're favored by 8.5. I do think the Vikings cover, so they will lose by less than 8.5, or less than 8, pretty much. And then total 48.5. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go a little under, like in the mid 40s. Yeah, give me the Lions though to win. All right, next we got the Panthers and the Packers in Green Bay. Not sure if Bryce Young's playing. We saw what happened if he isn't playing. In their last game, the Bills put the Panthers in the woodshed and locked them in the woodshed and set that thing on fire. Yeah, they blew them out. Was it 40-9? Damn. The Packers are coming off a pretty impressive win on the road in Pittsburgh. That's funny. Every team I've seen can win in Pittsburgh except the damn Browns. Swear, man. It's a mental thing with the Browns in that place. But yeah, I'm going to go with the Packers to win this game. Give me the Cheeseheads to go to 6-1 on the year and further cement their stranglehold on the NFC North. To go to 6-1 and undefeated at home, 4-0. And I'm going to go Green Bay. And I'm going to say, well, they're favored by 12.5. Total 44.5. I think they win by way more than 12.5. I think they win by 2, 3 touchdowns. And then total, I'm going to say over. Next, we have one of the easier games to pick, Chargers and Titans. Chargers favored by 9.5 on the road. Total 43.5. Give me the Bolts overall and give me the over. The Titans are doo-doo dog crap. They're gonna probably make the Browns look like superstars again. Look what the Dolphins did. It's just crazy. You look at the Browns' remaining schedule. I already know what's gonna happen. We're all down in the dumps right now, right? We're like, oh yeah, we're gonna have a top 5 pick. We all know what's gonna happen. They're gonna come out next week against the Jets and they're gonna spank them around like they did the Dolphins. And then they're probably gonna get face planted by the Ravens. Although that's at home, so that's all we need to do. Win 2 in a row, go into Vegas, get smacked. Then you host San Francisco, somehow pull that one out of our butt crack. Then you smack around Tennessee. You probably lose to Chicago, get smoked by Buffalo, somehow squeak past Pittsburgh, because that's what we do at home, and then probably lose to Cincinnati. So we have 2 wins. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Somehow. Somehow. Now, some people want us to go lose every game. But they're not going to lose every game because literally we face some of the worst teams in the freaking league. Jets, ass. Raiders, stink. Tennessee. Bleh. 3 wins at least right there. Jets, Tennessee, especially those two. The Raiders, they're not very good, but it's on the road. We suck west of the Mississippi. How many games have we won west of the Mississippi? Like in the last decade. Just when I remember is in Denver. Right after we fired Hugh Jackson. I mean, we've won in Houston, so I guess that counts. Yeah, we've won in Houston. We won in Dallas. Okay, cool. I mean, maybe should I say the rock by the like in the Rockies West? Obviously, we've won west of the Mississippi before. 8 times. Yeah, really. Houston, Dallas, Denver. Yeah, never won in Vegas. The last time we beat the Raiders, freaking Trent Richardson was playing. Should have beat them in 2018. We all know what happened there. Duh. We hadn't beaten the Chargers on the road. God, in forever. The last time we beat the Niners on the road was when they were at Candlestick, I think. Yeah, it's been a while. Arizona, we hadn't beaten them on the road in forever either. Seattle, same thing. This team cannot win west of the damn freaking Rockies, I tell you. They're not going to win in Vegas. They're probably going to embarrass themselves. Oh, I just now realized that game against Baltimore is a 425 kick. They're going to make us wait until 425 to get their butt kicked. Oh my God. I'm not ready for that. Just a random 425 kickoff against Baltimore in 2 weeks or 3 weeks or whatever. Lovely. Oh, joy. Okay. But they're going to at least get another 2 wins, I think. They're probably going to smoke the freaking Titans. They're going to send the Titans to the freaking woodshed. They're going to have Cam Ward regretting his decision to come out of college. Tennessee team, real quick, all right? Tennessee team, real quick, all right? This Myles Garrett freaking abused that poor kid, Campbell, at freaking New England. What the heck's Dan Moore going to do? Myles Garrett's going to see Dan Moore's bum butt, and he's going to be like, oh, hi, Dan. Remember me? I used to kick your butt routinely in Pittsburgh. I'm going to do it again. Oh, they have Kevin Zeitler, too. Not to mention, they're probably going to trade some dudes, too. Honestly, like I said a while back, if we're trying to get receivers to help out our rookie quarterback, why not trade for Van Jefferson or freaking Calvin Ridley or something? You know, I mean, why not? Send like a mid-round pick for Van Jefferson, somebody big who can catch a pass. I mean, since we like tight ends so much, why don't you just trade for freaking Chigo Conquo? I don't know. I'm just throwing names out there. All right, but the Titans are trash. Like I said, that's what I'm trying to get. That's what I'm trying to get. That's what I'm getting at. Titans are garbage. They're gonna make the Browns look like gangbusters in that game a few weeks down the line. But I got the Chargers smoking them around. Chargers are gonna win that game convincingly. On the road too. But yeah, give me the Chargers. Next we have the Falcons and the Patriots. Patriots 6-2, Falcons are 3-4. New England at home, favored by 6.5, total 45.5. Drake May's looking like a dang absolute like world beater, I guess. I mean, he's been one of the best quarterbacks in the league, honestly, like accuracy wise. Um, Jim Schwartz was throwing everything he could at him, and he was unfazed. The only thing that stopped him was Myles Garrett having 5 sacks and losing because his offense freaking stinks. I'd be like, why was Myles throwing a hissy fit on the sideline? Myles was literally having a generational performance that would have single handedly won us most games if the offense had some sort of pulse. The problem was the offense wasn't doing jack squat. Imagine you're out here abusing that rookie Campbell on a damn near play by play basis. You're living in their backfield and you still get your butt whipped because your offense is absolute garbage. I'd be throwing my helmet too. In fact, I probably would have been crashing out on the sideline. I would have ripped in the freaking Tommy Reese and the offense. Would have caught me on camera freaking ripping into the offense like, yo, guys, what are y'all doing? What the heck's going on here? I'm busting my balls out here getting 5 sacks, trying to get you guys on the field so y'all can go score, and y'all ain't doing jack squat. Damn. Let's just say Tommy Reese is lucky he's up in the booth, because if he was on the sideline, Myles probably would have let him hear it. Because that play calling that we saw was garbage. Yeah, the Falcons, they got beat pretty bad by the Dolphins, who we smoked, by the way. So yeah, give me the Patriots at home to they're gonna beat the Falcons. I'm gonna say it'll be as bad as what, you know, the Dolphins did, but it'll be up there. You think we can beat the Celtics tomorrow? It's possible. It's possible. So yeah, I'm gonna go New England. 6.5 point favorites. Okay, that makes sense. And 45 and a half, I'm gonna go over. Next, we have the battle of two teams that are just battling injuries right now, big time. I almost said Patriots again. Niners going cross country to the Meadowlands to face the Giants. 5-3 Niners, 2-6 Giants. Giants just lost Cam Scatabo for the year. He was like their main playmaker. They don't have Neighbors. They don't have Scatabo. Do they have? Nothing. They don't have a damn thing at all. That would scare me as a Niner fan. If I was a Niner fan, I would look at the Giants and go, they don't have Neighbors. They don't have Scatabo. It's like, what do you expect us to be afraid of Wandale Robinson? Oh, no. Insert random running back's name here. Oh, no. Come on, Tracy. Whoever their other running backs are. Singletary. Oh, no. Watch out for those tight ends. Oh, Johnson. Oh. Was it Theo Johnson? The defense is nice, though, over there in New York. I will say that. Paper it is. When they actually get on the field, they do nothing. So I think Kittle and McCaffrey and those guys, they have a good game, and I think they get a lot of points for fantasy. And I'm going to go Niners to get an impressive win on the road across the country. 5-3 Niners. They're favored by 2.5 on the road. 48.5 is the total. I'm going to go Niners, and I'm going to go over. Give me San Francisco to get another impressive win, as we'll see when they start getting Purdy and them back too. But give me the Niners. Next we have we have a banger here. 7-1 Colts and 4-3 Steelers. Indy favored by 3.5. Total 50.5. Steelers ain't looking that good, right? They ain't looking good at all. Injuries ain't making things easier either. That's for sure. Started off 4-1. They've lost back-to-back games. Both were tough losses to the Bungles and the Packers. Things ain't going to get any easier either. Colts this week. Chargers next week. Then you get the Bungles. Then you get the Bears on the road. And then it just gets insane. Bills, Ravens, Dolphins. Okay. It's like, okay, we'll give you a break here. Here's the Dolphins. They're garbage. You're at home. But then you end the season Lions on the road, Browns on the road, Ravens at home. Now you'd be like, oh, why are you saying the Browns acting like they're tough? Have you guys seen what the Steelers and the Browns have done in Cleveland the last few years? Have you seen how those games usually go? Aside from the one game where Jarvis Landry couldn't catch a cold butt naked in Antarctica. Remember that game? Not even just Jarvis, but like everybody had drops like crazy. For the most part, we have been able to beat the Steelers at home really since 2020. Yeah, since 2019, 2020, we've been consistently beating the Steelers at home. There's just something about the Steelers coming to Cleveland and playing us in the dog pound. They just shrivel up. They forget how to play. So last year, the freaking snow globe game. Jameis Winston going out here, going balls to the wall, damn near doing snow angels in the snow after the game, throwing snowballs, damn near having a snowball fight. It's going to be interesting to see what each team looks like by that point, because who knows? By that time, that's week 17. Shador could be playing. It's hard to say, right? Hard to say what's going to happen. All I know is, knowing Mother Nature, the weather is going to be freezing, probably going to be snowing, and it's going to be fun. Indy. Indy has looked impressive. And honestly, I'm sure JB Taylor has been watching. It's a shame he's been having some health issues, and kind of surprised he hasn't been wanting to stream the Colts a lot, recently. But hopefully he's doing well. But Danny Derps actually turning into a really good quarterback. Um, this is kind of like what we saw the one year where he was really good in New York. I mean, you look at what he's doing over there in Indy, it's actually pretty damn impressive. Like they're probably going to win the AFC South, barring some crazy stuff happening. I think they win the South. Yep, I could see it. And they're playing hella motivated. They're trying to win the thing for Jim Irsay. And yeah, they got a little bit of a chip on their shoulder. I like that. I'm going to actually go with Indy to pull off the big win on the road. Sorry, Jacob, but it's just the way it is. So I'm going to go with Indy to pull off the win on the road. Indy's favored by 3.5, total 50.5. I'm going to go Colts. They're going to go to 8-1 on the year and 3-1 on the road. Pretty impressive. And that'll be the Steelers' third straight loss. And I'm sure Omar Khan will be working the phones like crazy trying to add more pieces. Because you have to. Next, we have the 6-2 Broncos and the 3-4 Texans. The last 1 o'clock game of the week. And I know someone asked me about Texans' run game against the Broncos' defense. I don't know, man. The Texans' O-line stinks. And they're kind of beat up. The Broncos, they lost Pat Surtain. I could see Stroud trying to air it out, really test that secondary a little bit. But those pass rushers are going to be coming after Stroud. I think the Broncos win this game. This is going to be the week of the road warrior, the road team for me. I'm going to roll with the Denver Broncos to win on the road. And they're going to go to what? They're going to go to 7-2 on the year to keep pace in the AFC West. In fact, I think they're going to be leading the West. Yeah. So give me the Broncos to win. Houston is favored by 1.5, total 39. Give me Denver, not to just cover, but to win. And I'm going to go with the under. Yeah. Give me the Broncos, though, to win. Moving on to the 4 o'clock slate. We have two 405 and a 425. At 405 in Vegas, we have the 4-3 Jags and the 2-5 Raiders. Both teams just aren't looking that good. And the Jaguars could be a team that could be active before the deadline. They already made a trade for Greg Newsome, who honestly has looked like what you would expect. Got hooked a couple times recently. And yeah, we'll see what the Raiders do. There's a lot of chirping about the Raiders trading Jacoby Myers. I don't know if anyone else they're going to trade, but I think Myers is probably one of the only guys they trade away, if they trade him. So I'm going to go Jacksonville to get a big ass win. And they're going to, again, try to keep up in the AFC South. Give me the Jags. They're favored by 3.5, total 44.5. Give me Jacksonville overall, and give me the over. Next, we have the Saints and the Rams. Now, here's some big news. The Saints announced today Tyler Shuck will be the starting quarterback from here on out, going against the Rams. I'm going to go Rams. Yep, I'm going to go Rams. Yep. The Rams are going to win again. It's pretty easy for me. Give me the Rams at home. They're favored by almost 2 touchdowns, 13.5 points, total 43. Give me the Rams and the over. I think they win by about 3 touchdowns. Heck, they could win by more. Who knows? But yeah, give me the Rams. And then the final afternoon game of the week, we have the banger of the week here. Chiefs and Bills. Possibly a playoff preview. Who knows? In Highland at Highmark Stadium. Bills 5-2, 3-1 overall at home. Yeah, 5-2 overall, 3-1 at home. Chiefs 5-3 overall, 1-2 on the road. Chiefs favored by 1.5, total 51.5. Chiefs are getting into that mode, but the Bills are playing really well too. But I gotta go with ooh, this is tough. But I'm gonna actually go with the Chiefs to lose. Ah, gotcha. I'm gonna go Buffalo to pull off the shocker on at 425. Give me the Bills to squeak it past the Chiefs at home. If this was in Kansas City, I'd be going with the Chiefs, but I'm going with the Bills at home. And then Sunday Night Football, we get the 5-2 Seahawks, 3-0 on the road against the 3-5 Commanders, who are 2-1 at home. Seahawks favored by 2.5, over under 46.5. Give me Seattle and give me the over. Enough said. Especially if Mariota plays. Give me Seattle on Sunday Night Football. And then on Monday night, we have the Cardinals and the Cowboys. Cards are 2-5, 1-2 on the road. Cowboys, believe it or not, 3-4-1 at home overall, 2-0-1 at home, technically undefeated. Dallas is favored by 2.5, total 54.5. I'm gonna go with them boys to win at home on Monday night. So give me them boys. I know two fathers would be very happy to hear that. So there you have it. Those are my picks. And again, shout out to the teams on a bye this week. Browns, Jets, Eagles, and Bucks. And honestly, all four of those teams, I could see at least a couple of those teams making some moves before the deadline on Tuesday. Again, if anything really legit comes out about the Browns and possibly making a trade, I have a video for it. If they are close to making a big ass trade, like, I know this ain't gonna happen, but like Brian Thomas or something, just some absolute nuke sized freaking trade, I'm going live for it. Straight up. And we're going to react to it together. So, yep, that's going to wrap it up for my picks. As always, shout out to everyone who comes through, especially tonight. Of course, my guy Beartube, aka Lamar, Daniel Barry, John B, 6233. Wait, what is that? 6233, and then 4 6s, and then of course Jacob. So shout out to you guys. I'll be back tomorrow night for Cavs and Celtics. And with that being said, I'm Crazy Dog. Let's go Browns. Thank God we're on a bye this week. See you guys tomorrow for some basketball. Let's go Browns. Let's go Cavs. Let's go Blue Jackets. Big win tonight against Buffalo. Go Bucks too, of course. Go Buckeyes. I'll see you guys later. I'm out. And also, shout out to Steven Rose and MAK Sports for putting on these tournaments every year. I always enjoy doing this. Can't believe it's already week 9. Wow. Not too many more of these left. Crazy. Okay, guys. I'm out. Bye-bye. Yeah. Oh, yeah.